Okay, you guys, I have folded up the table and I'm going to work on this room here. So I've got all of this stuff sitting here ready to be dealt with. Not really sure what I'm going to do just yet. All of it needs to be, I need to know what's in totes. I have more totes out in the hallway, and I need to get them, and I need to sort through them because I have a major issue. So let's talk about it. I'm sure lots of you already have heard about what has happened with Knit Picks and the fact that several orders went out that had carpet beetles. And I thought it was a bunch of drama. And I'm not trying to bring that drama to my channel. Just so you know, that is not what this is about. But I found beetles. So I had this project in this basket sitting on my floor back here. And when I started to pull some of the, I'll show this to you here in a minute, but when I started to pull some of the yarns out, I had, looked like it'd been cut. The yarn had been cut. But it also looked kind of like it had been chewed. So, if you can see right there, see how it looks like it's been chewed? This is what's left. This is my scraps from that project. This is the yarn that is left. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jill. This is FiberFloozieCrafts. I do a lot of different things. This is the she shed, which I share with you all. I do mostly yarn crafts, but I also do planners. I do diamond painting. I do journal making. I do painting, coloring, some jewelry stuff. Yeah. I have a lot of hobbies. And this is the she shed. So I hope you enjoy it while you are here. We're doing this just a little bit different. Serbs is over there. He is our mascot. He's just chilling. Now, this is my yarn wall. And here's the thing about the yarn wall. I'm a little concerned because the yarn that is on the yarn wall is not in bags or totes and protected. Whereas up there on top, I have wool blends. Not all of that is acrylic. I have wool blends. And not all of it is in bags either. So that's a concern to me as well. So instead of doing a sit down project, I thought I would bring you along and we'll do a little bit of fast forwarding, you know, speed it up kind of stuff, and show you what I'm doing here because I don't know. I'm just a little concerned about the whole carpet beetle thing. Mr. Fiber and I do bug bombs. We take service, we go out of town, we spend the night somewhere, and we set off bug bombs underneath my building, in my building, all around the house. We put, and they're the automatic, so they're foggers. Basically, they're foggers. And we just do that, you know, at least once a year and sometimes twice a year. And I feel like we probably took care of that because we just did it last month. No, 2 months ago. No, last month when we went out of town. We did the foggers. So whatever problem was in the room, more than likely we took care of. I don't know that that will kill the eggs, but I don't know how big the problem is. So I'm hoping that I don't have a bigger problem than I do. But yeah, and it's not in the acrylic. I haven't seen any chewing at all on this one, which is Snuggly Wuggly. This is Loops and Threads, and this is 100% acrylic. Haven't seen any chewing on that. This one is one that I got from Wool Warehouse. It's 100% acrylic. I didn't see any chewing in that one. This is Cherub DK. (55% nylon, 45% acrylic. I didn't see any chewing in this one. This one is it's another one from Europe, and I can't remember what it's called. The ones that I had the most trouble with are these. This is the Premier Anti-Pilling DK, and it is a merino. And we definitely had problems with that. This color had problems with this color and this color. These three were the worst. That teal colored one is, this is it, it's the bonus, Hayfield Bonus DK. And that color is Rainforest. So I had trouble with Cerulean. That is what this one is. This one was the worst. And I wound up with all these little pieces. Mr. Fiber took it all apart and wound them all up for me, and I did use them. I'll show you that, what I made, because I'm pretty proud of it. See all these little all right, so let's show you the project I made. This was supposed to be the DK blanket, and it started out with all of these little squares, and then I turned it into a rectangle because I decided I wasn't going to do the full blanket using the granny square deck. The idea was to do those and to make a blanket. Well, I changed my mind, and then I started doing it into reconstructing those cards, and like the ones that were a split square, I split the color and did half of one, see that, and then half of another color. So I deconstructed it for a while, and then right about here where it's purple is where I started just doing straight roundy rounds. And then the other day I was looking at it and I thought, you know, this is all DK weight. It's not really heavy. I think I might like this as a shrug because it was rectangle, right? So it took me about 4 days once I decided. I finished all of the rounds, and then I went back and I sewed it together here. Now I do know that Bag O' Day has a tutorial that is similar to this, so you could look for that. Look for one that she has on her mannequin, and it looks like this on the mannequin. You can see how the arms, and she also has a pattern in her Etsy shop. And I would go to her tutorial, because you know everybody loves her tutorials. I put sleeves on it, but I didn't want them super long. So once I closed it, I did the sleeves, and then I went back and I did around the border, I did three rows of double crochet in the white. On the sleeves, I did 1 row of double crochet and 1 row of single crochet. When I did the single crochet on this part of the border, I did single crochet in one, and then single crochet front post in the next. Single crochet front post. And it gave it this little texture right on the edge. And I like that. So here it is. Here's the back. It comes down nicely on the back side. And I love it. I really love it. Something to just throw on whenever I need to. If I'm going to take serves out real quick or whatever, because it's going to start to cool off a little bit. So that's what I made with that yarn. And I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. So that's finished. And then I also finished this is the Tunisian Star Trek Scarf by Michael at MDL Crochet. And I even put the little pips on there. There's the pips. They're little gold fasteners. And I folded them over yarn and then folded them in so they wouldn't poke. And it was supposed to be a long scarf, and I decided to turn it into a cowl because I am more likely to wear it this way. See, it starts here and then you begin to do your color change. I really like it. I like it as a cowl. So I will leave a link for the tutorial for this for you, for the scarf. And he also has an Etsy and a written pattern. So that is it. My book, you know that I'm keeping track. I don't know how many finishes right now, because I had, in September, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finishes plus 13 squares on my Serdar cowl. So I want to get the Serdar cowl done this month in October because it's a Halloween blanket. So I'd like to get it done by the 31st. But now I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finishes. One of them I can't show you because it's a secret, which means I have the Serdar cowl, I have the wrap from the Fingering Weight Squares to put together. That's 2. Then I have the reclaimed sweater, which means Mr. Fiber reclaimed all of this yarn from a sweater, and I did a little bit on it today, last night, and this is how it's looking. And this one is the Stair Step Crochet Shawl. It's on Yarnspirations. So I'm doing that one. And then I still have, you know, I restarted this and I have not worked on it. And this is what I call my rust blanket. But I restarted it because I didn't like the center of it. So I can now work on this as a constant blanket to work on. And I'm using cakes that I already have. And I have this one that'll go into it, and then I have, after that one, I will do this one. So those are going to go in, and I will see how big it is. But I have not worked on this because I was finishing those other things. Now I have been caking yarn that Mr. Fiber has reclaimed from sweaters, and caking yarn that is sitting here, trying to get some more things that'll go down there in the bottom of, let me see if I can show you. Hold on. See down there behind Serbs? Those are all empty at the bottom. See, there's 3, so it's basically 6 pockets right there. And then I have 2 pockets here, 1 there, 2 here, 1, looks like I have 3 pockets. This is all cotton. And then back there, I have a couple pockets on the bottom, and that's 3-weight yarn back on there. So I have room to put cakes, but I don't want to put wool on the wall again. What I'm wanting to do is to keep this wall acrylic since it's not bagged. And the other thing I want to do is this up here is all cakes, and I bought a couple more, they're down here, bought a couple more totes, and I want to take them down, and I need to go through them and see if there's any wool in any of those. And if there is, then I will put them in the tote, and then I can kind of spread these out, and I will bag them and keep them so that they're not dusty and dirty and moths and other things don't get in them, because moths will get in your acrylic also. So that's the next thing I want to do. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here's the first one. Oh, that's easy. That is my Posh yarn. Okay. And I do believe, I want to say that I have a card for this. Let me look, hold on. I have these cards that I wrote down. These first 2, these are the totes that are in town. So I did a little bit of a short video showing you when I went to town and took pictures of the yarn that was in those totes. So I need to take pictures of these as well. But I have cards for each of those totes in town with what's on them. And I will double check what I wrote down with the pictures. But here is this is the teal bucket. This one, and it has all the colors here. So I just need to probably take one quick picture of what's in here, and that will be done. But I have teal, yellows. I've been using these for some of the amigurumis. And then I was making the hats for the kids in Louisiana. The quick, simple hat where you do just a back post, a single crochet, and you just make a long rectangle, and then you sew it together, and then you cinch the top. Very simple hat. That's what I was making with these. Then I have this color. Sorry, you're on my table and I might be shaking that. I apologize. Okay, let me put this back in there. Now we'll probably go ahead and film. I have 3 more totes out in the hallway in the pantry. I want to bring those in here, but first I want to vacuum. I want to vacuum my area here, then I'm going to stack those here. I do have one other tote that I want us to look at first, and we will do what's here in the room and put all that stuff in the totes, and then I will bring those totes in here and I will do them on a separate video because this will be too long. Okay, now these bags I'm not worried about. I have sachets in here and everything is in a bag, so I'm not worried about those at all. So they're all set. But now I can move some totes over here. All right, I have this clear tote here, which I'm going to set over there, and then it's okay, Serbs. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're going to go through this one. I'm going to bring that around. Okay, I brought that around over here in front of me. And now we're going to go through what's in this tote. Here's the tote. We've got a mixture of things that I have been getting off of my table, it looks like. So I'm also going to be writing this down. I have some cards here, and I pulled that table over, and I'll be sitting on the end of this table, and I'm going to write what's in there. So the first thing I see is some bitty stripes. I remember I went to Walmart and got bitty stripes. So we've got pink lemonade, bitty stripes, and crayon box. This is probably my favorite. No, there's another one that looks similar to this that I really, really like. I really, really do. Okay. Here's another pink lemonade, so I have 2 of those. Crayon box. And 2 of these. Moonbeam. These are 4 weight, 10 ounces, 283 grams, 515 yards, 471 meters. Moonbeam. So these are I do write that down, that these are a 4 weight, and that they have 515 yards. Okay. These are, oh, these need to go in my cabinet. Why are these here? These are, I might put them on the back of my pegboard. They're the small hot water bottles, so you can make covers. That was the intention, make covers for them. And they're handy to like carry with you. They can go in your pocket when you're walking, keep your hands warm, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna put those on the back of my pegboard. I've got the pattern that I got from Abilene Yarn Co. with the Malabrigo Rios. Liquid Amber. Now, it's going to be in the tote, so I am actually okay with keeping them in the tote because they're not going to, I don't know if I have room over there, plus I won't have to get in there to get them out, so I'm probably going to go ahead and keep them in the tote. Yep. All right, and I'll keep the pattern with it. All right, Malabrigo. Rios. Liquid Amber. And it is a worsted weight, 210 yards. Then I have 3 of the Purling Squirrel. I think these are DK. Yes, these are a DK weight. A lot of hers are, and she's local to the Abilene area, a lot of hers are based on Golden Girls. This one is Malox and Estrogen. And you can watch her on, you can follow her on Facebook and you will see when she drops new colors. This one's called the Lanai. And this one, Picture It, Sicily. These are DK and they are 246 yards. Okay, let me write those down and then I will come back. Okay, and then we have, this is Road Trip Yarn. This is the Herd of Cats. They were doing a trunk show. I showed these on another video. So I have a mini set and a full skein. So 200 grams. This one is based on Willie. 75% superwash, 15% nylon, and 10% neps in this one. And then these are 85 merino, 15 nylon. Then I have a bag. What's in the bag? Oh. Okay, it looks like I was gonna start, or I did start something, so we'll set this aside and I will deal with that. That's the bag I got from Cheryl. That just needs to be put away. Then I have Arena. This is Matt, the Rockin' Crocheters color called graciosa. I think this is cotton, isn't it? 12 ply cotton sport weight, 1,200 yards. Okay, then I have one, two, three, 4, and 5. This is facets. 99% acrylic, 1% polyester. It has a shine to it. It's 279 yards, 3.5 ounces, 256 meters, and 100 grams. Dang it, where's this stupid color? Ocean Jasper. So I have 5 of those. And this is what I think I was gonna make something with this, and I changed my mind. I didn't like how it was coming out. All right. So let me write that down. Okay, we've got Red Heart Comfort in white. I have no clue. I don't know what I was going to do with that. If anybody knows, let me know. All right, Red Heart Comfort white is, and it's the chunky. Okay, this is for hats. This is a 5 weight, 360 grams, 12.7 ounces, 410 meters. 448 yards, 100% acrylic. Right. And then I think I know what I was going to do. I believe the plan was to use the white with this yarn and make the chunky version of my hat, and the white would be the paw prints. I believe that was my plan, and that's okay. I can continue that plan. So these are the tea cakes, Karen tea cakes. This one's called Rainforest, and this one is called Ocean Night. That is still the plan. Yes, it is. 8.5 ounces, 240 grams, 204 yards, 186 meters of a number 6 weight yarn. So that's awesome. All right, let me write those 3 things down, and then I'll show you what else is in here, because this is kind of a mixed bucket now, let me tell you. Okay, it looks like I had started a basket with, this is the yarn that Mr. Fiber took something apart, and I caked it up into, I caked it up, and it's a heavier cotton feel, and so I thought a basket would be the best thing. But you know, this is not really very big. I think I need to take this down. And that might be why I stopped too. Other than I was having the autoimmune issues, so my hands were hurting, my arthritis was really bad. I think I'm going to take it back down to here, and then I'm going to take it up and I will make it bigger, because it needs to be a bigger size basket. But for now, this is going to go trying to decide. Yeah, it can go in here because I know what's going to be in here. I've got it all written down. And I'm just going to write reclaimed cotton for basket. All right, we'll talk about this bag here in a minute. And now I've got more reclaimed yarn. And I think I'm just going to write, I don't know, honestly, you know what? I think these are going to be a giveaway. Mr. Fiber took sweaters apart. Anything that came off the sweater that tells you a little bit more about it is on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bag this up, and then it will be a giveaway. That other one I will leave in there. Okay, now I have this that I want to put in there. This is that yellow yarn that I got, and gold. So I love this yarn. This is cream. 2 cream. A yellow. Sun gold. And buttercup. I really kind of want these to be on top, because I'm going to be making those Harry Potter scarves with it. So I have blue set aside for it, and then I have the green also. I have 2 of these in forest. So I'm going to set these over here on the table. I'll go ahead and write them down, and then they will go on the top of this, because I want them right where I can reach them. All right, I'm going to write those down. All right, I have 3 more balls of the reclaimed sweaters from Mr. Fiber. I'm going to put those over there. This one's very interesting. And those need to be caked, but I don't want them in here right now. All right, now I have the hoodie in here that I finished. I haven't put this bag away yet, so that'll get put away. This is the bamboo, the heathered bamboo. And I have 2 of each color. gray. This is 53% acrylic and 47% bamboo, 204 yards, 5.2 ounces, 187 meters, 150 grams. This one is sterling. Salsa and denim. The plan is to make a little log cabin baby blanket with these. So I write those down, and then I have this one, which is Ecru Fleck. It's a 6-weight. This is a new thing from Bernat. It's called Bernat Felted. And it's 9.2 ounces, 260 grams, 249 yards, 228 meters. It's 62% acrylic, 21% wool, and 17% nylon. I think this would make a great bag. And then I have these three. This is Loops and Threads Delicate Decay. It is a 3-weight, 70% acrylic, 30% polyamide, 315 yards, 4 ounces, 288 meters, 113 grams. And the color is Blossom Multi. And I have 3 of those. And I thought this would make another little... I'm making those baby blankets by Bonnie Bay Crochet. And so I think that was my mind process with these. I will write all of these out, and they will all go in here. And this is what I was working on, was cleaning this out. So I can put those other things over in here, and that way I can put everything away. You see that these are things I have finished. And then I have some scraps in this bag. So I'm gonna put some of that stuff transferred into here that need to be put away. And then, okay, this one. I need to get started on this. These are Pokemon colors to do, and I have the kit in here also, and then I have the book. And these need to stay together. I may put these in the another bucket over there. I don't think they're gonna fit in here. Okay, that is all I'm going to show you for today. The only other thing I have sitting around, let me show you, hold on. I have some more of the reclaimed stuff that Mr. Fiber, this is the minis. These came off of that wool yarn that I washed and made a mess of, and Mr. Fiber took them all apart, and then I caked them up. So I have these. And then I have, this was the last sweater that he took apart, and I put all of these together and made them more interesting. And then I have all of these also. Some of these are more of that I got from the thrift store, and then the rest of it is some that Mr. Fiber did. So I have to decide what I'm keeping. I feel like I had kind of decided to keep this stuff, and then that one blue ball, and all the other stuff is going. I think these are going also. I don't know. I think this will make a great hat. And I don't know how much would be left over to do a hat with this one. So I may do that. And then that's it. So I'm gonna probably put some more of these into bags like this and then put them in here. Here's all of the tags that came off of those. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'll put this yellow yarn on top so I can get to it. And then I have some more stuff over there on my chair. Let me go grab them. I'll show you because they're going to go in here also. And then that will be the end of this bucket. This is what was sitting on my table. I had been kind of leaving them out before caking them up and putting them on the wall. But I'm not going to do that because of the possible issues. So I'm going to put these in here also. This one is Arkansas Yarn Co. It's called Larkspur. This one is Pennies at the Black Lake. Or Ponies. I think it's Ponies. This is Crystal Skies hand dyed. This was one of the clubs. This one is Christmas Plaid. This is Seaweed. This one is a Yarn Bee hand dyed, and this one has 50 superwash and 50 lyocell. And then these three are the ones Mr. Fiber picked out. Hibiscus Palm. So those will go in here too. And then that will kind of clean up what I have got going on right here, and I can get it all stacked, and I will continue to vacuum. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this table, when I put it back up, I'm going to turn it so that the corner goes that way, and I can put my, I'll try to take pictures when I finish, okay? Thank you for watching. I hope you got a project done while watching. Anything else you have any other questions about anything, or if you want to see anything up closer, just let me know. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day and have fun today.